everybody, it's good to see you through this video this week. Let's take a little bit of a look at what we looked at last week with the reading section, and then look ahead a little bit to next week with writing and how this can apply to the lesson plan you're working on. So last week we talked a little bit about a balanced literacy approach for emergent bilingual students. And so the important thing here was that emergent bilingual students need some direct instruction. They need a meaningful context and an authentic purpose. And so the author of the text talked a little bit about how phonics and phonemic awareness instruction are important, but a lot of times we get caught up in those two things. They're only one piece of the puzzle. And so as you saw in the video this week in Ms. Kufal's classroom, she did a really great job of using those two items, but also giving the students really authentic text, meaningful context, and a lot of different ways of using reading in the classroom. And so I love this quote from the textbook. It says, ELLs need a balanced approach to literacy instruction that integrates reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Again, we see those 4 domains of language, right? That teaches reading skills and strategies within the context of meaningful, authentic communication, and that is differentiated, keyword there, to meet the diverse language and literacy needs of students in the class. And so you guys did a great job of identifying the different types of reading instruction she was using and some of the different follow-up approaches that you might use in your own classroom as well. So this week, as we head into the chapter on writing, I want you to pay attention to some of the connections between oral language development, reading learning, and also learning to write. And so you're going to see in the chapter this week some reference to modeled writing, shared writing, guided writing, writer's workshop. So these should sound familiar from the reading chapter last week. I do want you to pay attention to the references that the author makes to spelling and grammar for emergent bilinguals. These are really important because it's easy for us to get caught up in how we learned these things in the classroom and not so much pay attention to how the most recent literature talks about how what is good learning for our emergent bilingual students. The author also talks about scaffolding writing, learning for emergent bilingual students, how we can use some scaffolding techniques to help teach writing in the classroom. So pay attention to all of these things as you read this week. He does a really great job of kind of bringing it all together into kind of a digestible chapter for us. And so as we take these things that we've learned over the last few weeks and we want to apply them to what we're working on right now, to our lesson plan project, I want you to think about what you've learned over the last, not only 2 weeks, but the last 11 weeks, and think about how you might apply some of these strategies to the lesson plan that you're working with. And so will your lesson plan include shared reading, for example, or guided reading, or independent reading? Will you use a writer's workshop that you read about that you're going to read about this week? Will your students maybe use one of the follow-up reading activities that we saw in Chapter 8? So go back and think about some of those things. Will you incorporate translanguaging somehow to support both languages? You're going to want to look back on all of the previous weeks of the course and show me what you've learned. Show what you've learned about educating emergent bilingual students in your classroom and how you would apply some of those skills to the lesson plan project for this week. I really look forward to taking a look at what you've learned and how you can apply that to being a teacher in the classroom. Again, if you have any questions, please make sure to email me them early in the week so you're not caught on Saturday night trying to apply those things or Sunday during the day. I look forward to it. I hope you are all well. Take care, stay safe, and I look forward to hearing from you.